Alright, so shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration, coming again with another today's daily nugget through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakaha Kodash, double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Shalom unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever for the truth. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters. So today's daily nugget, today's edification, pursuant to our daily nugget, is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23 and 24. So it reads, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord." So, this is the thing. Who is that hammer of the earth? Who is that nation that ruleth with wrath, that ruleth with much persecution? Alright? Who is that nation that everybody has to dance to the sound of their beat? None other than America, of course. Alright? None other than America. Alright? They are the hammer of the earth. They are the hammer of the earth. Take a look at that. Take a look of their history from existence to now. They have only had 20 years of peace, so-called 20 years of peace. Ever since their existence, alright, they have always been waging war, invading other countries and waging war, all for these respective countries' natural resources and what have you, so forth. But you see, what they fail to realize is that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has set bounds upon them. Alright, he has set a border that they cannot cross. And they are at their end. They are at their end. They are what you call a dying empire. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he has leveled the playing field pursuant to these other respective nations, their Babylon's adversaries. Alright? He has leveled the playing field where these nations is no longer weak, but they are strong, because they also too are nuclear armed. Alright? So the Lord's purpose is to cut Babylon, down. Alright? Is to cut them down to the ground. This is the Lord's purpose. And pretty soon the world is going to see the weakened status and the weakened nature of America, Babylon the Great. Alright? Pretty soon that hammer, that hammer of that Babylon has been wielding has been long done become rusty. Alright? That hammer is rusty. They still have some Don't get me wrong, they still have some fight in them, but for the most part, Babylon's hammer has become rusty. And pretty soon, what rust does? Rust is basically a decaying foam within metals. All right, when a metal starts to get rust upon it, is because that metal is becoming weak. All right, that metal is becoming weak, and the Lord, what He is doing, He is weakening that metal, that hammer, that iron. All right, and it's about to be broken. All right, it's about to be broken, and that hammer, all right, they that hammer, it's a hammer is not only used to pound nails. It have sledgehammer, different grades of hammer. All right, you have hammer to pound nails, you have hammer to, a sledgehammer to break down structures and what have you, so forth. And the thing about it is, that hammer, it's been broken down so much structures, but there's a structure that the Lord has set up, yeah, pursuant to verse 24, where He said He has laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, and thou was not aware. So the Lord has put forth a particular structure for that hammer to go up against, thinking that it can destroy it, not knowing, because of its rust and its decay, that when they go up against that structure and they decide to hit that structure, because they are so weakened and so brittle, that it's just going to shatter and fall apart. Yeah, it's just going to shatter and fall apart and break into pieces. Through the Spirit, as I always say, as I know, as speaking as a man, I see that snare as Iran. All right, but that snare could be a number of things. All right, but the Lord Himself, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, all right, He knows what snare that He has in store for Babylon to be taken up by. All right, He knows what trap He has set, but your brother Kahan just speaks as a man, and watching prophecy and what have you, so forth, and world events, and for me, I see in that snare being Iran. All right, I am seeing that snare to be Iran. All right, so the point of the matter, pursuant to this edification, is the Lord is allowing America to do and do and do. Hey, all like what is taking place now within the Caribbean here, and their imminent invasion of Venezuela to steal their oil and what have you, so forth. They could do all what they have to do. At the ending of the day, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has set bounds that they cannot pass, and they are reaching that bound. And when they reach that boundary, when they reach that border, that will be it. All right? Their destruction, Babylon that is, Esau, Edom for that matter. Their reign of terror upon the earth is at its last end. Yeah? It is at its last end. They will fall. That's a guarantee. That's 100% guarantee. And they will sit in the dust. Mark the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That is not my words. That's the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his purpose for Babylon the Great, which is America, and for Esau, Edom, on a whole, for that matter. So I hope you all was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai puts you into today's daily nugget. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, signing out, saying Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakaha Kodash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Alright? Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, along with the very few but faithful Akwat. We say Shalom, Shalom, and Wah Bad Babal.